everybody, welcome back. It is day 4 of our 5-day club. Thank you all so much for coming. I hope you enjoyed this craft today. It's going to be, our craft is going to be on Nicodemus. So as always, let us go through our list to make sure that we have everything that we need. So let's go down our list. We are supposed to have 1 toilet paper roll, a piece of Velcro. Now your Velcro is supposed to have 2 parts. I cannot find one of my parts. So you're supposed to have this rough piece and then a softer piece for it to stick to, right? So you're supposed to have 2 parts of your Velcro. I don't have my part, so I'm going to use felt. All right. We also need strong glue. I'm using tacky glue, or you can have a glue stick. We can also have masking tape. We also need a pair of scissors. We are supposed to have 4 pom-poms, all different sizes. I could not find any all different sizes, so I'm using all the same size. So if you can find all the same sizes, well, that's fine. We will use what we have. So we're going to use 4 pom-poms. We have our googly eyes, smaller the better. We have our pipe cleaner, this fluffy thing on a wire. We have a piece of brown paper. We are supposed to have our butterfly and this oval piece cut out already. And we also have our label. And this is a long list today, isn't it? We can use crayons or color pencils or markers or all if you want. And we also need 2 sheets of colored paper, or if you don't have that, you can use a regular sheet of white paper, right? So don't fret, don't worry if you don't have the colored paper either. White paper is fine, we can work with that. All right, so let's clear our space and let us begin. The first thing we're going to do is wrap our toilet paper with our brown paper. Okay, so let's take our toilet paper roll. We're going to get a piece of tape, a small piece. See, we don't know if you could see it. You don't need a big piece. You just need a small piece, and just tape the first part of the brown paper onto it, like if you're wrapping a gift. So you tape that down, and then you're going to pull it. So right now it's slack, right? So now we want to pull it tight against the sheet, and then roll it as tight as you can. So when you see that it's coming around to meet where we started, you just go over a little bit, hold it tight, and then we're going to cut off an extra piece. Right? So you can open it back and smooth it out so that it wraps nice and tight. And then we're going to take another piece of tape and put it on the edge so that it doesn't open. So we should have this now. Right? What we're going to do now is just cut some slits into our brown paper. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut 2 slits in our edges, but we only go up to where the toilet paper reaches. So when you reach the you have to look very carefully, right? So you put your scissors inside and stop when it touches the toilet paper. When it touches the toilet paper roll, you stop there, and then you just give your scissors a snip. And then you do the same thing on the other side. You put your scissors in till it reaches the toilet paper, and then close it, give it a snip. And then we push see, we push it inside the roll. And then we do the other side. Gently fold it in, and we get a nice neat inside. Can you see? Yeah. So let's do the other side of our toilet paper roll. We're looking to see where the toilet paper roll is, right? We're going to put our scissors up to that point and then make sure it doesn't move. Snip. And then on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. Put it where we reach the toilet paper roll and then snip. And then very gently, we're pushing the paper inside to try and fold it as neat as we can. You might have an extra piece like this, just tuck it in. If you want, mine is sticking up. You could either cut it off or you can put a piece of tape. I'm going to put tape on mine. So I'm putting it on top of my nail. So it's like a little an extended nail. And then I'm going to push it in the hole and hold it down. Hold it down with my finger. Put my hand through the other side and press the tape down. Then I'm going to move my hand. Can you see? It's a bit dark. And the tape is stuck. Did you see? It's a little tricky. Shall I try it again? I put it on top of my nail, so I have an extra piece of nail, and then I push my finger in and I rest it inside, and then I take my other finger and hold the tape down, and then I move my hand. So I'm holding the tape down and then I press down the tape. If that's too hard, you could try it your way. Your way might work fine for you. And just tape any extra pieces that are sticking up. You could just tape it down. So we have a nice, neatly wrapped toilet paper roll. So this is actually our cocoon for our butterfly. So all the excess paper that you cut, you can get rid of it now, move it out of the way. And you should have your butterfly cut out. Let me cut mine out while you are still getting your stuff wrapped and taped down. I'm almost done. I'm cutting out my wood up. Let's see. Right, so we're all ready now. So now, let's color our butterfly. Actually, let's stick this first. So while we're coloring, this will get a little time to dry. All right. So we're going to take our pom-poms. Now, if you have small pom-poms, that's okay. Make it work. It could stick. It's your butterfly, and we're gonna make it work. So I only have room for 3, so I'm gonna, get rid of 1. So let's see, for those who has the glue stick, let's see how that works. I'm going to put it all over the oval part because I don't want to miss any. And I'm going to stick it on. 1. Should I put the red in the middle? Yes, I think I'll do that. 2 and 3. Ta-da! Let's hope it sticks good. I think I'm going to put some glue just in case. But you can use only your glue stick. If you only have glue stick, put the glue on the paper and the pom-pom too. So that'll be double glue. Right? So put glue on your pom-pom and your paper as well if you only have glue stick. And then put both glues. So glue here, and put them together. Right? So we'll put that aside. Kind of squish them down because we really want them to stick. Squish them down, squish them down. And let's put that aside to dry. So while that's drying, oops, my glue is leaking out. Make sure to close back your glue if you're using wet glue so that it won't be messy like this. I'm gonna use some scrap paper to wipe it up. Right? And rub your hand so all the glue will come off. Now let's get coloring. What color shall we do our butterflies? Let's get, should I use crayons? Color pencils, markers. I don't think I used my markers this week at all. So let's do some markers. So you can draw any design you like. You can make up anything you want and do your butterfly. Remember, we're making up time to give our glue time to dry. How does that look? Is that weird? Then I'm going to put some lines. I actually like this as it is. So I'm going to turn it over so that for those who want to use their what you call this? Their colored paper, you can use this to add shapes to your you can use it to add shapes to your butterfly. So let's make our paper smaller. This is really big. So I'm folding mine in half and then I'm folding it in half again. And then I'm just going to cut really close to the edge and cut very close to the edge again. So now I have 4 smaller pieces. Ta-da! I'm only using 1 piece. And I'm going to do the same with my pink piece. I'm folding it in half. And I'm folding it in half again. I'm going to cut off very close to the edge. And then close to the edge again. And now I have 4 separate pieces of paper. And I'm going to use only 1. So let's make some shapes that we could stick here. But we have to make sure that it is small enough to stick on the butterfly. So I need a pencil. What I'm going to do to help me is to trace my butterfly out so I'll know how big I should make my shape. So that way I wouldn't make it too big and then I'll have to cut it down some more. So I'm going to trace it out on these. Ooh, need some nails. I'm going to trace it out on these 2 pieces of paper. It's okay if your butterfly doesn't fit on the page, the piece that you're using, because remember we are only going to cut a small piece. Right. Good. So now I have my shape. So what kind of design would I like to put? Maybe we could do a little circle. So you could take your glue cover and you could draw a circle. Well, your glue. And you can draw a circle. So let's say I want 2 circles up here. And what can I put down here? Maybe a triangle or a bigger circle. Or I could do an oval. Oh, you know what? I could do a bigger circle outside. Yes, I think I'll do that. So for the pink one, no, I'll do it down here. For the pink one, I'm going to draw a bigger circle. So this is the bottom of my butterfly. And I'm going to draw a bigger circle at the bottom. But I want, oops, I'm using this as my guide. So this circle that I'm drawing with my own hand is the one that I'm going to cut out. And it's okay if they're not the same size. Everybody's not perfect. Butterflies are not perfect. Right, so now I'm going to have two big circles here and two little circles on top. But I think I want something inside. So let's cut these out and see how they look. Let's cut out these bigger circles. Now my cutting skills are very bad. I have so much trouble cutting a circle. I always go inside and I have to keep cutting. So we have one, and then we have two. Bam. Oh, see? It's pointy. My circles always end up pointy. Right. So we have this and this, which would fit here. Is it too big, do you think? It looks too big, doesn't it? So maybe I should cut. Nah, I'm gonna leave it. And I want to put something inside here. Now, you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to put our eyes on. So let's put aside this cutting for a little bit. And let's get some eyes. Oops. On. Oh, this is too big. Let's get some eyes on our caterpillar. Oops, okay. There we go. So I'm going to use my glue. Oh, put this one back. I'm going to use my glue. And where should I put it? On top here or here? Yeah, I'm going to put it here. One there and one there. Isn't he so cute? Oh my goodness, I like him so much. He's such a cutie caterpillar. Right, and now we're going to take our pipe cleaner and give him some antennas. So let's measure. How long should we do it? Probably about here. Yeah, so let's cut. If you want to measure, let's see how long my own is. It is about 5 centimeters or about 2 inches. Right, so 5 centimeters, 2 inches. Right? So we're going to cut another piece. You're going to take the piece that you cut, put it next to the longer piece so that you're going to measure it like that. Put it next to it. And then where it ends, you just cut off that other piece and you have 2 pieces of antenna. And we have to stick this on to the back now of your paper. So let's put our glue. So we're going to take up a whole pom-pom space. See how my glue is? And then we're going to stick it. If you want yours longer, you could make it longer. That is no problem. Right? If you want, you could even put a piece of tape to tape it on top here and tape it down so that to make sure that it does not come off. Oop, he is so cute. Right? His eye fell off. Okay, we have to be very delicate with Mr. Caterpillar. Very, very delicate. Spread open these a little. Oh, you know what? We could just bend it. So I'm holding it behind so that I could bend it a little bit. Right? So let's rest him aside so that he could dry. Right. Right. So I have my big circles cut out, and I want to put some yellow circles on top here. Right? So I'm going to cut out my yellow circles. Remember, we hold the scissors and we take the other hand and we turn the paper. So the hand that's holding the scissors isn't turning, only the one that's holding the paper. See my circles? They come out crooked. So yours don't have to be perfect. I don't know why I can't seem to cut circles straight. So you hold your scissors and turn. The hand with the scissors stays, and the other hand is the what that turn the paper. Me and my crooked circles. So these pink circles are humongous, but that's okay. I think I probably might have to cut this one down a bit. So I want to put two circles, the same thing here. So I'll put bigger ones here, and then what are we going to do? I'm going to put yellow below. That's what I'll do. So I'm going to take my glue stick again and draw. So remember, we are giving our caterpillar time to dry. We have glued his eyes on, his body, and his antenna. This is going to take some time to dry, and don't feel frustrated if it hasn't dried yet by the time we're finished. Okay, it just means that after we finish club today, when it's dried completely, then you'll be able to use it the way it should be used. But we must give it time to dry, otherwise it's going to mash up. All right, so we have, I'm going to put these circles on top, on the top of my butterfly. Now remember, you could do anything you want. You see how on the other side I drew a pattern? If you want, you could just do this and leave it like this. But if you don't want to do that, you could use the colored paper. And if you don't have colored paper, you could use regular white paper. Draw your circles. So let's draw our same circles. So you see, I'm giving you all time to cut. Right? You could draw your circle. You could color it. Orange. You remember, you hold it about halfway. Hold it almost parallel to the table, like if it's lying down. And you can color it. And you see, I don't have to stay inside because we're going to cut it out anyway. Once we could see the line that we have to cut. So let's cut. So you don't have to have colored paper. You can make your own colored paper by using white paper and coloring on it. And if you have crayon, press hard on the crayon and you'll get a nice rich color. See? Look at that. So I have my colored pieces. So I'm just showing you different things that you could do. You could do your own thing. You could come up with your own idea. So for these, I'm going to do some smaller circles to go inside here. Right? Just like how we have these on top, I'm going to put pink on top. Let me cut this in half. Well, you know how my circles cutting skills are. Terrible. Look at that. It looks awful. Oh my. So you don't have to do circles. You could do triangles. You could do squares. Let me do this one. It looks really bad. What else you could do? Call out some shapes. How about rectangles? What else? Don't don't know. Let's see. Ah, this one is a little better. All right. Now let's get ourselves stuck down. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's, instead of leaving the butterfly white, move all these things out of the way. This is what we're using. So I'm going to color my butterfly. Since it's pink and yellow, I'm going to use purple. Let me use my crayon because purple looks nice with pink and yellow. Oops, it broke. But you could use whatever colors you want if you decide to color. And you don't even have to color it. I'm just testing it out, making sure it's purple. Yeah, you don't even have to color it. You could just leave it. Oops, oh my gosh, I'm damaging my butterfly. You could even leave it as is, or as I said before, you could just leave it with whatever pattern you drew. So this is for those who, I don't want to mark up my board. So I'm putting this underneath so all the marks will go on that instead. Right, so I'm coloring my butterfly. I'm coloring the whole thing purple because I choose not to have a different color butterfly. The only different colors will be the spots. So let's get all colored. I really should have tried to color all in one direction, but that's okay. I'm just going to try to fill in all the holes, all the white spaces. There we go. Let's do the other side. And I'm pressing hard on my crayon because I don't want a lot of white spaces. But you could do it nice and light if you like. Like, see, this is me pressing very lightly. So that's how it looks. So you could actually, you could do parts of it pressing hard. For example, oh, I pressed too hard. I broke it. If you press hard around the edges, you could do that. And then do the inside, pressing very lightly. So it would look something like that. So you create a little pattern, but I'm not doing that. I am doing everything. So you see, you could do whatever you want to do. It's your butterfly. And remember, all butterflies are different. Can you imagine that? They're like us with fingerprints. So many millions of people in the whole world, and all of us have different fingerprints. Every single person. That is amazing. And that's how God made us. Only God could do something like that. And that's how butterflies are. No two butterflies have the same pattern. That is amazing. Right. So now we colored him. Now let's stick on our circles. So I'm going to stick the small one onto the big one first. Like so. Now you see I'm just putting a dot in the middle. I'm not putting glue all over the whole circle. Just in the middle. Right? Now let's do the bigger ones. Just a little dot in the middle. And that is enough to stick it down. Just a dot in the middle. Stick it down. And now I'm going to stick them onto the butterfly. Just a dot in the middle again. I'm going to stick it down. Oops. Just a dot in the middle again. I'm going to stick it down. Dot here. Stick it down. And the dot here. And stick it down. Ta-da! Oops. And that is my butterfly. Right, so we're going to rest this aside, let it dry a little bit. If you have your fan on, that'll be great, so it could get some breeze. That'll help it dry. And now we're going to put our label on our cocoon. Jesus changes me. Now, if you want, you can color it, or you could leave it white. So let's give it a little color. I'll use my crayon again, and I'm going to color it yellow, because I think yellow and brown looks nice together. This is brown, so I'm going to do the background of it yellow. You could leave it white if you like, because I left the others white all the other days. But this time I'm coloring my label yellow. And then we're going to stick it on our toilet paper roll. Oops. So we're going to put glue all over the back of our label. All over the back. And then remember to cover your glues, because if you don't cover it, it's going to get very dry. It's not going to work properly. And then I'm going to stick it. Just hold it down in the middle and press. Smooth it out. And then smooth it out on the other side. Ta-da! So this is his cocoon. Jesus changes me. Now it's time for our Velcro. For those of you who got your Velcro, right? Now the Velcro has to stick behind here, and the other piece will go in the middle of this butterfly. So if it's too fat, you can cut it down to the size that you want. You don't need a super big piece. So I'm going to do mine about here. How many inches is that? Let's measure again. This is about, you could do it about 1.5 inches or 4 centimeters, right? So it could stick in the back there. Gonna take your glue. Parents, if you have, what is this glue called? The glue gun, this would actually be perfect. But because we are dealing with the children, I did not use the glue gun, right? If you have a glue gun and your parents are around, this is the perfect time to use your glue gun. You can use the glue gun for the entire activity, right? So that's stuck there. And then we're going to stick, if you have, well, I don't have the other part, but once you have the other part of your Velcro, you stick it here. Cut it the same size and stick it here. I'm going to use a piece of felt because I don't have the other part of my Velcro. And if you have the dots, if you got the circle dots, you don't have to use any glue. You just peel it off the paper and stick piece here and stick piece here. And it is perfecto. So I'm just going to trim this down a bit. Measure it up and then stick it on. Like so. Doesn't really matter what color it is. So then, this is our caterpillar, right? And we're going to stick it on. Velcro meets other piece of Velcro. And that's our butterfly. See? Let's flap his wings. Flap, 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 flap. I don't know what's going on with his head. I think he's tired. Flap, 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 right? He's flapping his wings. Ooh, and we have this side. Flap, 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 flap. Right, so what's supposed to happen? Mine is still wet. So I'm going to show you with one that isn't wet. So we have Mr. Velcro, Mr. Caterpillar, and Mr. Butterfly. We're taking the butterfly without the caterpillar, curl it in, and put them inside of its cocoon. And then God changes me. So this is me. Hello, everybody. And then we're going to put him inside and press him down to the Velcro. And Jesus is changing us. And we are going to come out changed. Jesus changed us. Yay! So this is our craft, everyone. Thank you so much for taking part. Remember, you have to wait till everything dries for it to work the way it's supposed to. Right? So you take the butterfly, you put him in, you take the wings, put him in the cocoon, and this is us. Jesus is with us, right? And he's going to change us. And this is part. Jesus is changing me. And then when I come out, I am changed. I have grown and I am more beautiful on the inside. Jesus changes me from the inside. So, this is our wonderful craft. This is our wet one. Here we go. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for this time. Thank you for creating. I love that you all took part. You all asked so many questions and you had such a good time. And I hope that every time you see this and you use it, it reminds you of how much Jesus can change you for the better. All right? So have a good day, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow, please God.